had to bring that jingle back, y'all. My jingle from when I did my my radio station. Oh, honey, let me block this one. You got some cray-crays on Periscope today. All right, my jingle for Midday Rhema. Awesome. All right. Now, thank you guys for joining me. Hello, woman of God, Sabrina, prophetess. Thank you for coming on and joining me for the Midday Rhema / Fab Friday Word of the Day. Thank you for tuning in. We got a fabulous word of the day coming at you guys. I hope y'all are ready. It's going to be a good one. You know, as you know, I'm on this series. I'm talking about get your mind right. Get your mind right, because we're in a new season. We're in a new time. We're in a new hour where God is doing something amazing. And if we're going to transition to that next, then we have truly got to be who we need to be, and we got to get our minds right. Okay, so for the next few weeks, I'm going to be talking about mind and mind over matter. So thank you guys for taking a minute to join me today. I am Prophetess Trish Morissette of Trish M Ministries, pastor, prophet, author, business owner, got so many wonderful things, but my favorite subject title of all is servant. So thank you guys for tuning in to me as I serve and try to feed you some words of encouragement that I hope will catapult you to your destiny. We have been talking about mindsets and getting our minds right, and we're talking about strongholds, mental strongholds. And so that's what I want to talk to you guys about on today, is really just being in a place and in a position of understanding what God is doing in this hour, what God is doing in this season. And we want to take off everything that the enemy is trying to do to hinder that. We want it to fall away. We don't want it to hold you captive. We want you to be free. We want you to know that that this is what God is calling you to do in this season, in this time, and in this hour. So there are different things that can keep us from doing that. First and foremost, a lot of times it's ourselves, our own fears, our own insecurities, our own low self-esteem, our own issues. Those are things that can keep us from being who we need to be. And so we know that last week I talked about how strongholds, how before the enemy can get a stronghold, he first got to get a foothold. And in order for it to not turn into a stronghold, you got to shake that joker off. You got to shake yourself loose of everything that he is trying to do, so that you won't fall prey to stagnation. You won't fall prey to missing out in this season on what God is doing, because you can't shake yourself loose of that little foothold that the enemy has on your mind. And I also talked about how a lot of times we act like we're best friends with the devil. Why do I say that? Because when he feeds you a thought, or the enemy, demons, they're everywhere. When these demons feed you a thought in your mindset, instead of shaking loose that thought or throwing it in the trash, we hold on to those thoughts and we play with them. We entertain them. It's like being on the playground with the enemy. You on the monkey bars and the swings. Y'all doing everything. Y'all playing. Y'all doing everything like y'all best of friends. But you got to understand that is not what God will have you to do. You got to understand the disconnect has to first take place in your mind. The disconnect has to take place in your mind. I'm going to say that again. The disconnect has to take place in your mind. You have to disconnect yourself from ungodly thoughts. And people think, well, ungodly thoughts, I'm not trying to lust after no man. I'm not thinking about sex. Ungodly thoughts are thoughts that will hold you captive from walking walking in purpose and walking in destiny and walking into divine opportunity. You know, one of the things that I posted on about the other day was I was talking about what are you thinking about today that's actually going to benefit where you're going tomorrow? Because a lot of, you know, we think about the don't haves. We think about the needs. We think about who's not with us. We think about all this, don't have the money, don't have the time. If we keep thinking about that, how is thinking about what you don't have and what you need is going to get you to where you need to be for tomorrow? Instead of thinking about what you don't have, work on strategies or ways so that you can have. You got to understand that you are called to be a creator. Why am I saying that you are called to be a creator? Because we are the little gods on this earth. God is the creator. We are the little G's. We are the little gods that we are called to create. What is it that you don't have? You are called to create it. You are called to bring it into existence. God didn't have anything but darkness around him. You might be in a moment right now where you feel a lot of weight. You feel a lot of darkness. You feel a lot of heaviness. Well, God had a lot of darkness around him, but what he desired and what he wanted, he began to create. He began to speak into existence the things that he desired. Not only did he speak, but he had the faith to believe that what he spoke and the things that he was doing. See, God's work was him walking around the earth and looking at the lack and speaking the lack into existence. That was his work. That's what he did for 6 days. He walked around and he saw the need. He saw the desire. He felt the desire in his heart, and he did things to make it happen, make it come into existence. He didn't talk about all the darkness. He didn't talk about all the weight. He didn't talk about the have-nots. He didn't talk about that. He said, let there be. And he actively did things for it to come into existence. So I want to ask you, what are you actively doing for things to come into your existence? What is it that you're doing? Are you creating anything? And then even if you are trying to create something, what is it that's coming into your mindset that is making you doubt that you're bringing into existence? What is it that's coming into your mindset that is hindering the creation of what God has placed in your hands? You have to take time to self-evaluate what it is that's really going on in your kitchen. Because in your kitchen, you're supposed to be cooking up something fabulous. You're supposed to be cooking up this spread, this buffet of what your life is about to be like. You know, you're supposed to be cooking up something fabulous. You shouldn't be in the kitchen saying, well, you know, I don't have, and I don't, you know, a lot of times, let me tell you what the old folk used to do in the old days. When they saw that they didn't have an ingredient to cook a cake or to cook some bread, they went and they found that they needed. A lot of times they didn't go to the store and buy it. A lot of times what they needed was right in the midst of them. So you know what the old folk did? They would go next door, they would go down the road, and they would say, hey, you got this. They would find exactly what they needed so that they could produce exactly what they wanted in their very own kitchen. I have come to tell you that there is something that is right there in your midst, that even as you're in your kitchen trying to cook up this divine meal, trying to cook up this divine destiny, trying to cook up this divine purpose and this divine journey, and you find something along the way that you don't have, the God is saying that, you know, instead of dwelling on the have-nots, because that's your mindset, that's a stronghold. If you sit here and dwell on the have-nots long enough, that foothold turns into a stronghold, and all you see and all you know is the have-nots. But God is saying that just like days of old, when there was something that wasn't had, they began to search for it. They began to look around at what was in the midst. They began to look around, because I'm telling you, what you need, you're probably already connected to it. What you want, you're probably already connected to it. What you're desiring, you're probably already connected to it. And it may be something that you don't even have to go to the store and pay for. It may be something that you have to go online and get and make a purchase for, because somebody is willing to give it to you for free, whether that's wisdom, whether that's knowledge, whether that's revelation, whether it's a key ingredient to that you're cooking up. Somebody has that you have desire of. Somebody has something that that can help you produce that thing that you're desiring the most. But are you willing to take a step and look around and say, let me go and ask this person what they think about this. Let me go and see if I got that. See, it's a mindset. A lot of times pride, which is a mindset, will hinder you from your next level of breakthrough. It will hinder you from your next level of purpose. You got to get past the pride, get past the have-nots, and you got to realize that everything you need is, if it ain't in your house, it's already connected to you. Somebody got the key to the cake that you're cooking up. They got the key ingredient to the cake that you're cooking up. You can't allow a mindset to destroy you. You can't allow the have-nots, which is mental, to destroy you. I've given you my testimony time and time again about when I wanted to do a business, when I wanted to do anything, I began to look at my have-nots. But God was like, no, if you begin to keep focusing on sight, you'll never be able to get to vision. If you keep focusing on sight, you'll never be able to get to the vision that is ahead of you. Get your mind right. Get your mind right, because what that you're seeking is all around you. God has given us divine connections. He has given us divine opportunities. And my prayer is that we will take the scales off of our eyes and realize that we have need of is right in front of us. I'm telling y'all, this thing is so profound and it's so simple at the same time. You know, when I was thinking about my business and getting it off the ground, everything that I needed was right in front of me. That I couldn't see, it was right there in front of me. That I didn't even know, it was right there in front of me. And God took me on a journey that made me uncomfortable, but it was right there in front of me. I fussed about it. I didn't like the journey, but it was right there in front of me. It was a part of my purpose and it was a part of my destiny. But God had to get my mind right so that I can get to where I needed to be. A lot of times we can't get to where we need to be because we can't see what's staring us right in our face. We can't get to where we want to go because we don't see what's right in front of our face. It's like, God, I never knew that I was supposed to join this thing in order to get to that thing. And I never knew that it was right in front of my face. But because it didn't look like what I wanted to look like, it wasn't packaged the way I wanted it to be packaged, my mind was telling me something other than what the Spirit was leading me to do. And so I had to get my mind right. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. It was that type of party for me. I'm telling you, everything that you need in this season, you are already connected to it. It's already in your midst. You just don't see it. But I declare today that your eyes will be open so that your next level can easily be tapped into, because there is something in your midst. There is a person in your midst. There is an organization in your midst. There are finances in your midst. There is so many things in your midst that you don't even see. It's time to get your mind right. It's like you got to understand that you are a creator because your God is a creator. You got to understand that wherever you don't have need of, God said you have not because you ask not. And a lot of times it ain't about asking God. It's about asking somebody that's right in your house. It's about asking somebody that's right next door. It's about asking somebody that's on social media. And it ain't about always asking for money. It's about asking for wisdom. It's about asking for support. It's about asking for divine connections. It's about asking. God said you have not because you ask not. Why you ain't asking? Because you too prideful? Because you scared of the no? It don't matter how many no's you get, as long as that one yes come through, that one yes that you need, that's the yes that you're looking for. You have not because you ask not. Begin to open up your mouth. Begin to tell people who you are, what it is that you do, what it is that God has called you to do, and ask them to support you in it. Don't be prideful. Don't be bashful. You never know what millionaire you're going to be connected with. You never know who got the finances to support your vision. But don't be sitting there like, okay, well, I can't do it because there's your mindset. There's that stinking thinking again. Here we go again. We got to come in and we need to do deliverance on mindsets, because the people of God are stagnant and stuck like Chuck because they can't get their mind into a place of prosperity. They can't get their mind in a place of abundance. They think that it is what it is. But you know what? I'm like, God, it ain't it is what it is. It's what I say it is. Just as God said it, so shall it was. And he told us, as we declare and decree a thing, so shall it be established. You got to keep declaring it until you are able to see it. So it's like, well, God, it is what it is. No, baby, it's what I say it is in this moment, in this season, in this hour. And if I don't see it at the very instantly pop up magically or supernaturally, no, ain't no magic in the kingdom. I'm going to say supernaturally pop up. If I don't see it after I declare and I decree it, all I know is I got to keep opening up my mouth until manifestation comes, because I can't give up on the promise. My mindset is saying, girl, you've been declaring and decreeing for about 4 years now. Your mind is telling you one thing, but the spirit is saying, look, check that mind thing, because that mind thing is about to make you miss this new thing that God is doing. Because I don't care how long you've been declaring and decreeing a thing. It don't matter how long. It just matters that your faith is lining up with the words that are coming out of your mouth. Do you understand the words that are coming out of your own mouth? Are you checking your words? Are you checking your habits? Are you checking your influences? Are you checking your connections? Are you checking everything that's around you? Because God said you are a creator. You are an establisher. You decree a thing. That's what it is. It does what it do. It begins to produce things. Your mouth is a production company. What are you producing out of it? Because your mouth has to produce something that's going to change your whole mindset. Come on, somebody. Because your words that come out of here can change. See, you might not have it in your bank account now, but you keep speaking and declaring that thing. You might not see the divine connections, but you keep declaring and decreeing that God has released them scales off of your eyes, that divine connections are attracted to you. Success is attracted to you. Money is attracted to you. Overflow is attracted to you. Abundance is attracted to you. You are a magnet to success. Matter of fact, success is your middle name. Come on, somebody. You got to understand the words that you are producing will change your mind. If you, the more you speak it, the more you will start to believe it. I don't care if it don't manifest instantly, but you got to know that you know that you know that you know that if God said you're a creator, how did he say you're a creator? Because you are the little G's on this earth. And if God is a creator, then you are a little creator. You are a creator, just like God created you, just like you can create anything if your mind will allow you to, and if your pride and your insecurities and your fears don't overcome you. You are a creator. Get your mind right. You got to understand who you are. You can't be entertaining the lies and the foolishness of the enemy, because the enemy will have you believing that you're nobody. The enemy will have you believing that, oh, you're going to be making about 30, 40,000 and that's it. And you're going to retire and you probably be making about 50 at retirement. The enemy will have you believing that you will never be able to speak in front of people, that you can't prophesy, that you can't declare a thing. The enemy will have you believing that just because mama and dad and them was like this, and you gonna be about the same way, you might have a little bit more. The enemy will have you believing that just because you divorced one time, you're not really gonna find the true love, and so you just gotta just live and be at peace with not having a man. See, the enemy will have you believing some stupid stuff, and it's up to you if you're gonna fall for the foolishness. Are you gonna fall for the okie doke? Are you gonna fall and you're gonna entertain what the enemy is putting in your mindset in this hour and in this season and in this time? The ball is in your court. I'm passing you the ball. You gonna shoot or you gonna pass it back to me? God said, I didn't just pass you the ball. Are you in the game or you out? You just gonna sit on the bench? You gonna ride the bench because your mind telling you this ain't the time in the season? You'll come in fourth quarter, or matter of fact, you'll come in 2 games later. No, I need you now. Suit up. Let's go. What are you doing? Why is your mind not where it needs to be, so that when you get in the game, you in the game to win? All you do is win. That's your mindset. Losing is not an option. So why are you allowing the enemy to defeat you? Why are you allowing the enemy to make you think that you ain't when you are? Why are you allowing the enemy? See, I don't care if your business is on a slow come up. At least it's going to come up. Do you believe that it's coming up? I don't care if you just started. I don't care. It does not matter. What matters is if you could get in the game and you could play it better than any demon can ever play it. Because the truth is, That's your opponent. Okay? The enemy is your opponent. Devils are your opponent. You can't be your own opponent. Open up your eyes to see what it is that's around you. All right? Get your mind right. This is another rhema word that I hope produced, fell on good ground. It fell on good ground. It fell on good ground. It fell on good ground. I believe that this word fell on good ground. What is God saying to you? Because there is I like to call it a whispering spirit that whispers in your ear. You know this is not the time. You know you ain't got no money. You know your husband this. You know your wife that. You know, it's a whispering demon that whispers in your ear in this season time. And it whispers in your ear contradictions. It whispers in your ear foolishness. It whispers in your ear and says, next year, not now. You don't have enough. You can't do it. See, I told you weren't going to make that much money this week. Now you ain't even got money to pay your light bill. There's a whispering demon. And you got to open up your mouth and say, devil, get thee behind me. Get thee behind me and get out of my ear. Because last season I listened to you. Last month I listened to you. Yesterday I listened to you. Matter of fact, this morning I listened to that old down spirit. But now at this moment, I got my mind right. And I'm ready. We're going to keep going on a journey where I challenge you in your thinking. I challenge you to be and do exactly what God said. Because in that is a blessing, and in that is a promise, and in that is a breakthrough. All right? So y'all be blessed. And don't forget, I am now enrolling for my 12-month prophetic training program. If you are not in the program, God may be confirming on you today. This is your time. While the early bird special is still there, go to trishumnow.com and register for my 12-month prophetic gift song program. It will bless you. All right. Make sure to share the word with somebody, because somebody needs to hear that they need to get their mind right. God bless you all, and I will see you again real soon.